Hello, everyone. Happy Motivational Monday. My name is Kira. I am your host, and I'm so excited to have you today for our session in our self-esteem and self-image month, all about how to see yourself beyond appearance. If you all have been here before, drop 222 in the chat. If you're brand new, drop 111 in the chat. I'm so excited to have you all here. And I'm curious. I know we've had some new organizations partnering up with us. I know we've got some new people. I'm so excited. I don't know about you, but it feels like such a good Monday. And I feel like I can say that for most Mondays, but the fact that this Monday feels so good, I am so grateful to be here with you. And I'm really excited that we get to have this conversation. So we've got some new people up in here. Melissa, Tammy, Steve, Shauna, Linda, maybe Lindy, Rhonda. Welcome. And thank you and welcome to everyone who has been coming. Emily, welcome. We're so happy to have you and we're so excited for today's conversation. And Gabrielle, we're so happy to have you back. We love you so much. So, with all of that said, we have a really great session today for you. I'm so excited that I get to bring Luz here because some of you, because you're new, I want to give you a little bit of a background to what Life Guides is, who we are, and all of the things that we have available. Because there's a survey that pops up at the end that I hope you all fill out because you have no idea how invaluably helpful it is to me. But a lot of you say that I love these sessions, but I don't know what the private guide sessions are, or I don't know how to get started, or I don't even know what this is. This is my first call. And I'm here to help you. Rest assured, don't you worry, your cute little booty. So, with all of that being said, we've got our live group sessions, which is what you're on right now. We have Motivational Monday, which is our 30-minute quick hitters. Chances are at the end of every Motivational Monday, you will be wanting more and you'll be like, wait, how are we already done? Wait, I still have so many more questions. Wait, I want more. And that's the point. We want to get your week started off on a really high note. We want to give you good energy. And beyond that, we want you to start to build a relationship with our guides so that you can use them for the deeper layer of what Life Guides is. And we also have different events as well. We have the deep dive, which is a 60-minute deep dive at the end of the month in the topic for the month. And then we have our deep dive mentorship, which is a group mentorship session on the topic for the month. So we do a lot here at Life Guides just on the event side. And that's kind of like my whole entire bread and butter, everything I do, everything that I love. So I just dropped our link tree in the chat. You can register for our events, see all of our YouTube recordings, and you can also access a guide for your private journey. So we also have these private sessions where you're able to build a relationship with these guides and be like, oh my gosh, I feel like that's someone who can really help me in this layer of life or help me with self-esteem and self-image in this way. Or maybe next month we're doing remote/flex work and productivity. Maybe you're like, oh my God, I work remote and I need help with productivity. And you find a guide through our sessions. Then you get to go on a private session with our guides and you can talk to as many guides with as many topics for as long as you'd like for any topic of life that you're looking for growth in. So a lot of us know where we're at and we know where we want to go, but we don't know how to get there. And our guides are the one that help you bridge the gap into getting there and to start having that accountability and having that support in your life. So there are the private sessions, which is really like the bread and butter of what we do. And the events are just a fun way for us to showcase all of our guides, give you meaningful conversations and say, hey, we're life guides. Come join us. Come be a part of what we do. Because every life that improves from the work that we do is a win for us, right? So that's all I have to say about Life Guides. I want to give you guys a little bit of an intro into self-esteem and self-image because for some of you, you're brand stinking new. So self-esteem, there is a difference between the two of them. And I feel like it's really important to distinguish that as we're coming into today's conversation and as we're doing this work this month. So self-esteem is your confidence and satisfaction in oneself. So it's how confident you are, how satisfied you are in yourself. Your self-image is the idea that one has of one's abilities, appearance, and personality. So the difference is that self-image is how we view ourselves, and our self-esteem is how we feel about how we view ourselves. So we'll be doing our live interview with Luz for probably the next 17-ish minutes. And then we have a practical exercise that's going to help you shift your self-esteem and your self-image almost immediately. So not only are we talking about it, but we're helping you do the work so that you can start having tangible tools to walk away with from these sessions. So we've got the wonderful Luz here. She is an amazing guide. I love her so much. I love all of our guides. Don't get it twisted. And I'm so excited that we get to have her here for today's session because we've already done some work together in the past. Some of you may have known her, but this is the first time that she's bringing tapping into the equation and that we're talking about the deeper layers of self-esteem. So Luz's superpower is guiding others to rise from life storms with resilience, gratitude, and renewed hope. So, with all that being said, Luz, we're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. And can you tell us a little bit about today's conversation, a little bit about yourself, and why today's conversation is so important to you?
Hi, Kira. Hi, everybody. I love being here. I like this environment very much. It's so awesome to be able to experience this more like in a broad space so you don't feel obligated to be tied up with somebody. I would say you will love sessions with me, but if you have, another person that you would like to, please do it. Please try it. They're all awesome. I have had like 5 different guys up till now, and I've been doing this for a year, and they all have something different to bring to the table. That is awesome for you. Don't let the profile alone. Like if you have that pull towards the guy, and you see the profile, and you're like, oh, maybe that's not to me, still contact them because there's something that's pulling you toward them. There's so much more outside of that profile that the guy can give you. Just try it. Just do it. You're gonna be one call and you'll be hooked. I guarantee it. I am a total loss specialist. I use my experiences through lots of moving and Hurricane Maria devastation to help our members move and through change and different situations. Not necessarily disaster, just, I mean, although it feels like a disaster to us, a lot of changes will feel like that, like complete loss of self or the change. And I like to help people find a light in their own guiding light versus having an outsider try to guide you to what they think is right for you. Nobody knows that but you. And as a Reiki practitioner, well, I help shine the light on a different aspect of the self and connect to that greatness within you so your light can shine even brighter. This conversation is very important to me because I've been in that place so many times where I felt like, oh, I'm not going to apply to this job because it feels too big for me, or I don't want to be seen, or I'm not ready for this presentation because my hair is crazy, like it always is. And I have been able to work myself out not only by using the techniques I'll show you today, but by seeing myself in somebody else. Like when I talk to somebody up into, what are you talking about? Your experiences out there. You got this. I see in your presentation. I see what you can do. Do it. Just do it. Just because your hair is in a bun doesn't mean you don't have what it takes. And I think a lot of times we see ourselves like other people, like we wish other people would see us, or like we think by our upbringing or the way we've been taught as we grow that we're not enough. And that is not true. We're enough just by being here.
Yes, we are. Thank you so much for that introduction, Luz. I'm so grateful that everyone gets to learn a little bit about you. And even I want to go back specifically to her superpower because her superpower is guiding others to rise from life's storms with resilience, gratitude, and renewed hope. And for those of you who don't know Hurricane Maria, it was the hurricane that devastated the island of Puerto Rico and brought Luz back to the States. We actually live kind of near each other, nearer than I do to some other guides that we have yet to meet in person. But I think there's something so special about realizing that we all go through storms. And sometimes our storms are in our self-esteem and our self-image. Sometimes they're physical storms that are out in the world that we're having to deal with. And Luz can help you with all of that, especially with her Reiki experience and everything else she brings to the table. She is chef's kiss amazing. So, Luz, as we're starting to dive a little bit deeper as we get through this month of April, into the self-esteem and self-image, what are some of those stories that you typically hear from your members regarding their self-esteem and self-image?
it is very interesting for us because for me and I think for us people, it doesn't matter what gender or where your background is. Usually we don't talk about self-esteem directly. It's not something that comes out like I have self-esteem issues. Like very rarely you will hear those words, but you do hear a person that is extremely qualified for something to be saying, "Oh, I like this job. It seems like my dream, but it's high visibility. I don't know that I want people to see me. I don't know that I dress right, or I don't know that I know what to wear for that position." That kind of stuff is what you see. And during our conversations, I focus the, I mean, obviously, I will bring up how amazing they look, and it doesn't matter really what you wear, but also the fact that you have the experience. So I start asking questions about what is it that they do, and then they light up explaining to me what it is, and me being like completely new to that area of expertise, asking questions and understanding brings up that, oh, you know what, I think I can do this, and that is just a complete shift alone with the experience they bring. I don't need to tell you anything you don't know. I just need you to remember what you do know. And that's my focus usually during these conversations, and is usually successful in bringing the person back into saying, I'm going to go for it, and having success. And that's what I like to see.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. I feel like there are a lot of people on this call who can relate to that. So drop 333 in the chat if you can relate to that experience of um, maybe not feeling like you have enough experience or not feeling like maybe you're qualified enough or like you look the part or um, whatever. I know. I could put many,
Think.
many big threes up into the chat. It's real, and we're getting a flood in the chat of people feeling that and experiencing that. And some of the things that I want to tell you all who are here on this call or listening to the recording is that your self-image will either lead to confidence and self-trust, or it will lead to fear and anxiety. It's
Mhm,
really interesting. Our brain is naturally hardwired towards more of that fear and anxiety because our brain is
mhm,
hardwired for survival. And
mhm,
I consider myself a very confident, very self-trusting person, but that has only come to me over the years that I've had support and I've had people see how great I am and continue to pour that into me. So if you do lean more towards that fear and anxiety, having someone who's holding you accountable to seeing your own greatness can be so, so, so helpful to you because it's not that your greatness does not exist. It's that there's something inside of you that's blocking you from seeing your greatness. So it's not like
mhm,
someone is bringing out all these amazing parts of you, but it's like someone is helping you lift the veil and see, oh, I'm actually pretty great in these ways. Then there are
mhm.
also other ways that maybe we have weaknesses, and that's fine too, but you'll find more of an appreciation and a balance for
Yes,
it all. And you'll have a little bit more self-love and self-trust on that journey. So who we are and the
absolutely.
lives we live are determined by the ways that we see ourselves. Have you
Yes.
ever said you wanted something, but then took no action towards it? Or when have you done the opposite, done exactly what you said and did exactly what you wanted to? That'll show you your scope of your self-esteem and self-image. The things that you do take action on versus the things that you don't take action on show you what you're available for, and that can be broadened and that can be
Yes.
expanded. So this all shows you what you believe you're capable of. And I know that the fear and anxiety can be very real. So one of the things that Luz and I talked about are the three S's of anxiety to help you come back to this very present moment. So Luz, can you take us through the threes of anxiety so that we can kind of get out of that fear mindset in our heads, come back to this present moment, realize how great we are, and start to move forward with that awareness?
Yes, I have experienced that, the three S's of anxiety, and also there's a book called The Course in Miracles where you kind of start every day with that, with just looking at simple things around you. This is kind of also why a gratitude journal or journaling in general comes very handy because you can sit with that book and look back at all the good things you have numbered in over the day, so everything you don't get distracted by the loud noise because danger and scary and fear are so loud that it's very easy to not see anything else because you're focused on that, trying to, like you said, survive. The brain doesn't care if you're happy. The brain cares if you're safe and live another day. So, the three S's of anxiety is to help ease anxiety. Um, it's something simple you can do without having to completely detach yourself from a situation. But if you see that you're getting anxious coming up to a big event or something important, or that you messed up and you're trying to get out of it, the three S's of anxiety are easy to do. You will look around the room near you or close to three things that call your attention that you like. So you look around to see three things. It can be a pen, it can be a picture, it can be a lamp, a light that you like, a color that you like. Um, and then you can close your eyes and think about what you're hearing around you. It can be laughter, it can be your dog barking in the distance. Exaggerating as that can be grounding and centering too. Some music or wind chime. You can bring out the sound too and hum to yourself, which helps. And if you tap on your chest, that kind of helps also calm those vibes too. And then along the tapping, moving your fingers. Your fingers are your hands and your extremities are very grounding. So moving your toes, tapping your foot, or moving your hands just bring you back to now versus the spiraling in your head. You can also, I mean, you can go into deeper if you're in a position where you can do that, like journaling or thinking of something good to grab yourself out from that situation, grabbing pen and paper, um, to express something and get it out of your head instead of sticking there in your head. So you can combine the movement and the listening with writing something, three things that you notice or three things you notice in your body. If you notice three parts of your body that are affected by this, your stomach, your head, your ears, your hands. When I'm anxious, my hands get cold, so you can notice that too. Um, and it's just an easy way to bring you back to now.
So beautiful. So it's the reminder of a lot of us aren't living in this present moment, right here, right now. And we're thinking about the what ifs and the what could be's or the what has been, or we're allowing the past to determine our future. And we forget that we're here right now. And I feel like if whenever I do a similar exercise, I have the reminder of, oh, okay. Everything has always worked out in my life. Even the hardest
Mhm.
situations in my life, I have made it through. And I have come to a realization that my mind can create all of these stories, but the only thing I have is right here and right now. And it
Yeah.
helps me be like, okay, what's real and what's not real? And then we can start to
Mhm.
move forward. So this is all about letting go of that fear. And it'll help you realize that you're more valuable in ways than you could ever imagine. And maybe that life isn't as intense as we sometimes perceive that it can be. So I have another question for you, Luz. How do you help your members move through those inner stories that they do have, the things that are causing them the anxiety, where it's like, okay, I gotta practice the threes. I gotta see three things, hear three things, and move three things, get back to this present moment. But those stories that are in their head, how do you help them begin to move through those?
Mhm. I the a, a very important aspect of this is sometimes we try to doing these things. The point of them is not to ignore how you feel or to set aside how you feel. It's to bring you back so you can see how you feel with more effectiveness. I saw a quote somewhere, I can't remember where, that said, emotions are meant to be felt. If not, they'll be called thinking, think emotions or thinkings, something like that. So we do tend to put our emotions to the side, and then what happens to that is that we trap them. So we want to, if it is because we did something wrong and we're trying to get past it, or we are in our head all the time, you can take Louise Hayes is really good about doing mirror work. Was she's lost to us now, but she's still around with us, right? With these teachings of her. So she'll say, you can go look at yourself in the mirror and say, we're doing all right, kiddo. This is something small, but get past this. That reminder, Kira, was wonderful of saying, everything has turned out right. I'm here, I'm alive, I can keep myself safe. I am I am safe. It is safe to be me, and it is safe to call this person and say, I'm sorry I messed up, or to find a way of correcting that mistake. Because a lot of times we just go gung ho into I messed up, I messed up, I messed up, and forget about, okay, I've messed up before. Everybody messed up at least once in their life. And if you're not gonna mess up, you're not gonna be alive. Like, so you have to make mistakes in order to grow and learn. Um, and reminding ourselves of that and saying and seeing how you, what would I do next? Okay, now, okay, I messed up in my presentation. Now I know next time to ask a friend of mine to look at my presentation and make sure I didn't miss that slide, or that I don't have a typo there, or that I didn't say I stinking suck in the middle of the presentation because I left it there on the slide by mistake, or something like that. So it's just important to help yourself get out of that, finding out what is it that you feel so bad about this. Is it something that happened to you when you were little, when you were young? Did you do the presentation and messed up and everybody laughed for days about it? They have forgotten now, but you still remember, or your subconscious still remember, or you berated about a mistake you made, or yelled at, and you don't like those feelings, and that starts coming back up. All of those things are important for you to see so you can actually release them. You can release them without knowing any of these things. You can say, you know what, I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm going to let it go and just tap yourself out of it. Or run a magnet through your meridians so you can let it go and be done with it. Your body will understand. But that's kind of what we try to do in our sessions when somebody's stuck in something that they made a mistake is, okay, why does it feel so bad? Where can we go from here? What did you do to make it better? Because sometimes they had done something to make it better. It is better now, and they're still mad at the person they were at that time. You are not that person anymore. You can let yourself go. It's okay. Forgive yourself and move on. The person that was there when you made that mistake probably already forgave you ages ago, or don't even remember, and you're over here carrying that guilt. And there's um it's not revenge, and guilt and anger towards somebody are like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die. It kills you inside day in and day out when you can just say, I forgive you, I release you, and then you take your power back. Because while you're thinking about this, they still hold that power over you. In the meantime, they're living their happy life.
Exactly. Thank you so much for all of that. And I feel like the main message of all of that is I'm letting it go, right? I'm letting it
Right.
go. So for those of you who
Yes.
realize in this call, oh, I got some things to let go. Maybe it's judgments you have towards yourself, maybe it's other things. Put it in the chat. I'm letting it go. I just dropped it in the chat as well.
Yes,
We're all
that
letting
sounds
it go,
great. And I
baby. So
love me.
exactly. And a little bit
I
of
love this.
self-love. Oh, it's so
Yes,
good. So
I love
we have
that.
a
I love
few
me.
we have a few moments left, and I
Yep.
want Luz to take us through an exercise. So can you help us and take us through an exercise that's going to help us move through these stories in real time?
Yes. I have a hopefully quick exercise on tapping exercise. This is a very simple way of letting go and getting yourself back into it. You can do it anytime. This is a shorter version. The usual version takes 10 to 15 minutes because you tap into 9 or 10 meridian points. I have included a link to a chart so you can see what the meridian points are. Um, and I'll try to put it in there before I leave. If it's on our notes, Kira, if you can see it, it's okay. And so I you use 6 points on the fast track. And today, just for the sake of time, we're going to do a one-time repeat of the phrase that you use, just a short script. The script doesn't matter. You can use something that talks to you. It's very important that it feels honest to you and your subconscious mind what you're saying. The tapping will help, but it's more important that what you're saying is something that sounds like something you would say, and that will help your brain come back to it. The 6 points we use are the side of the hand, which connects to the small intestine. Don't worry about writing these notes. I have included also a little note for them. And in that, when you're pointing at that, you're thinking of the situation itself. Like, for example, even though I messed up my presentation and feel like a 2 year old who spilled her ice cream, I love and accept myself, or I want to love and accept myself. Then the front of the eyebrow that connects to the bladder meridian. This is connects to deep emotional response and the fight or flight response. You can do both, or you can pick one that is more comfortable to you. Um, I feel like everybody's looking at me disappointed, but I think I can recover myself and I still want to love and accept myself. Then we can move on to the side of the eye. On the side of the eye, you got the gallbladder and liver, which they store anger and indecision. And you can be very graphic with this one and just let it out. Oh, I can't believe I blew it. I still love and accept myself. I think it's safe to love and accept myself. Then we move on to the under the eye, and this connects the stomach meridian, which when you get those flutter, the butterfly flutters, um, for nervousness and worry and anxiety. Even though this moment feels really bad, it does not define me. It is safe to love and accept myself. Um, I like to include under the nose. This includes that governing meridian that connects all our whole energy bodies. It regulates active energies, the yang energies. I am ready to let go. So over here, you're gonna pick an action. I am ready to let go of this negative space, and I see a learning opportunity. I give myself permission to love and accept myself. And then we move to the collarbone, which you can also just, instead of doing the points of the collarbone, you can do your chest too, because that connects the heart, the emotional regulation, the kidneys, and peace. Um, and if that's the only center you can reach, sometimes it's very easy. It's probably better with the left hand because it's gentler. Um, but sometimes just reaching that helps you on a stressful time. Even though I made a mistake in my presentation, I am grateful for all that did go well. I have learned to ask a friend for a review next time. I choose to take this time to breathe and love and accept myself. And then you hold your wrist, like giving yourself a gentle hug, and breathe out of this. You can repeat whatever resonates with you. I am safe. I love and accept myself. That sigh of relief was genuine. So this is a very quick exercise you can do. I hope I had not eaten up in your time.
No,
Um,
it was perfect. We thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Luz, for that beautiful exercise. Like I said, Motivational Monday is supposed to leave you wanting more. So if that exercise was really impactful for you, and you want to dive deeper, Luz, look at all the hearts popping up. Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. Luz is a guide and she can take you through tapping exercises and she can work through the inner narratives that you have to start helping you work through this. And this is a very physical, very immediate practice that I think is so amazing. Christy, each statement is specific to the tapping point, but it's more specific to the part of the body that it's and the type of energy
mhm.
that it's connected to. So you
That's
could change the
you.
statements for yourself. but we did drop a link in the chat for you, and there's also a PDF in the chat for you as well. Thank you all so much for being here. We are officially out of time. I know we all got to get back to work and we've got meetings and everything else. So thank you all so much for being here. Luz, we
Thank
love,
you.
adore you, appreciate you, and everything else along those lines. I'm dropping Luz's profile in the chat one last time for you all. If you want to leave Luz any love letters, there's a survey that pops up at the end, and I will make sure that they all get to her. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful week.
Thank you. Bendiciones too.